Salisbury secured its fourth straight CAC crown at the 2015 CAC Championship meet and will look to keep its outdoor streak going at the 2016 edition of the CAC Men's Outdoor Track and Field Championship beginning Friday at Frostburg State. The Seagulls had their 4-year indoor title streak snapped this year by Christopher Newport as the captains raced to their first ever CAC indoor title. A number of talented standouts are ready to compete for championships this weekend, including reigning Indoor Athlete of the Year J.R. Lowry of Frostburg State and two-time defending Outdoor Athlete of the Year Luke Campbell of Salisbury. A conference record 22 athletes competed at last year's NCAA Outdoor Championship, headlined by a fourth-place team finish from Salisbury and a pair of national titles from Campbell. Campbell continued to add to his trophy case at the NCAA Indoor Championships this year, claiming his third straight 60-meter hurdle title, and also teaming with Jarrell Madison, Zach Schmelz, and Eric Halton for gold in the 4x400 relay. Campbell enters this spring with 9 total national championships in his career, tied for the most in Division III between the indoor and outdoor seasons. Now let's preview each of the 7 CAC teams' outlooks entering this weekend.
We had kind of a subpar effort at the outdoor championships last year, so we're looking forward to making amends, bring the kind of energy and focus that we expect of ourselves this year. Obviously, after sweeping the indoor championships, we've got big targets on our backs, so we need to be prepared for that. We know competition's coming from every team in the conference coming after us as a team and as in individual event areas, so we know we've got to be ready all the way around. So we're excited for the opportunity and looking forward to getting it done in Frostburg.
For this meet, I'd like the team as a whole to get all PRs across the board, which then would also put us in a good position to win out the meet. And I would also like to get a whole bunch of national qualifying marks from the team. My personal goals fall along the same as the team goals, whereas I want a PR and possibly put myself in position for winning in the Hammer.
On the men's side, we're missing, we graduated Danny Richards, who's the conference champion in the steeplechase and scored in a couple other events for us, one of the leaders of our distance group. Damo Torres, who's out with injury this year, conference champion in the triple jump and a strong leader for us in the jumps. And also Dalton Tieford in the sprints. Three big losses for us. Damo and Dalton are helping out coaching a little bit this year, so we get a little help from them. But it's time for the younger group to step up and be ready to go.
This year at the Frostburg meet, I'm most looking forward to the competition that's going to come along with it. All the teams will have been preparing for this meet, which then would cause everybody to peak at this point, bringing the best competition to this day.
On the men's side, we've got a good group of distance runners back. Billy Rabel was conference champion in the 1500 last year. Charlie Pruitt won the 10K for us last year. Ricardo Cabrera was runner-up to Danny Richardson in the steeplechase, so that's a nice block to have coming back leading us there. Ryan Scott was the conference champion in the 200, also one of the top hurdlers in the conference, so he gives us a lot of good top-end strength there. And then out in the throws, Legend Boyson was the conference champion in the discus last year, and he's ready to go his sophomore year to build on that.
The most memorable part of my season is probably just getting to see my brother come in and break the school record in both indoor and outdoor for the pole vault.
Yeah, we have a lot of really good young men joining the team this year. Obviously our 1-2 punch in the pole vault with Jonathan Graham and Dami Aleo did a nice job indoors, and we're looking for the same outdoors. Michael Gaiman in the triple jump, indoor conference champion, looking for another strong performance from him at the outdoor championships. Evan Fabish has been running really well, is leading the conference in the steeplechase, so that's exciting to see. We've got a couple of second-year freshmen. Colin Monahan is one of the top 800-meter runners in the conference and was part of our All-American distance medley team indoors. And then Grayson Reed has been doing a great job at the longer distances for us. We'll be looking for good performances from him in the 5K and 10K.
With the conference meet starting up earlier this year, it brings up a higher sense of urgency. So we've been hitting the weight room harder, taking more throws at practice, doing more for the sprints. And so with all this extra work put in, it puts us all in a good spot coming into this conference meet.
So the weather's been a little bit tough this year, especially with a shorter than usual season, with the championships 2 weeks earlier than they've been in the past. It's the same boat that all the schools are in. All the coaches have been working hard trying to figure out how to manage that season. For us, it's kind of forced us to have a little bit sharper focus, both in training and in the meets that we have had in preparing for the championships. So a little bit more stratification between our conference level and our nationals level athletes, just in adjusting their training to make sure that we're getting the best out of them at the right times. But those are challenges that all the coaches in the conference are working with, and I'm looking forward to seeing how our approach to it works out in Frostburg.
My favorite part about being a student athlete here at Christopher Newport University is probably just the people here. They're all nice and supportive, and that's coach, teammates, and other students and teachers.
The CAC Student Athlete Advisory Committee promotes community service as one of the pillars of the organization's mission. CAC SAC members have impacted the communities surrounding their campuses in a variety of ways over the years.
The student athletes realize that it's important to give back to the community and make those connections between community members, whether it's nonprofits, whether it's groups of kids and clubs and organizations, whether it's senior citizens. Student athletes realize that, and they want and they have a desire, a true desire to give back to their community.
It's really important because it lets other people know what the Student Athlete Advisory Committee is about, because most people aren't aware of what we do. It bridges a gap between the communities, the student athlete community and the outside community.
It's very important for SAC to be involved like this. Whenever you have athletes that are very passionate about causes, and to put good people towards good causes is the best thing to do.
I think one of the most important functions of SAC is, the community involvement piece. It gives back to the school, it gives back to the community, which makes both better.
Well, for both of our teams, we're really shooting for improvement from last year. Point-wise is what we're really trying to improve upon from the year before. For our men, it's going to be, I think, a good opportunity to just see where our young team is at. We have about 75% of our team is brand new. So one of the things we'll look at is how do they handle adversity. We've got some people capable of scoring points, winning some of the events, and at times we hope that some of these young people step up and score some points as well.
For now, my personal goal is to hit 48 meters, which would be the ECAC standard mark, and I've been working really hard and diligently to achieve it. But as far as the team goal is just to provide as many points as I can for my team, because even though track and field we do separate events, but at the end we're always a team. So if I can provide as much point as I can in both of my events for my team, I'd be happy with that.
We've lost, really we've got a gentleman still on our team, but we lost him, Donovan Burris, to a knee injury. So that hit our throwers pretty good, because we probably anticipated him being one of our top throwers in multiple events. Devin Francelon was an exceptional decathlete. We lost him. Chris Rickel placed in the conference high jump consistently in his 4-year career here, so we lost him as well.
I would say the offseason has definitely helped me, because before starting I was a little out of shape, so I got back in shape with Coach Rob and Coach Kendall. They definitely got me back in shape and I got my strength back. So as soon as I came into the season, it wasn't something new to me. I actually felt a lot lighter, the hammer and the discus, so just the mobility and just getting quickly throughout the circle definitely was an advantage, so it definitely helped.
J.R. Lowry obviously has been a national qualifier, indoor CAC champion, outdoor champion. He's ranked in the top 1 or 2 in the country right now. I'm not sure where it is right at this point. He's been throwing very well. We anticipate that he'll continue to do well. We are hoping on the distance side, we've got a key newcomer, Robbie Romano, who's probably going to come in and do well for us. We've got some sprinters, Devin Fairhall, Sterling Elder, who have been competitive in the past, battling some little injuries here and there. We're hoping to get them back as we move on. Our throw group is, in particular, pretty deep.
The competition. I say throughout the season we faced a lot of opponents, but they're not really in our conference. So there's something different about a conference meet because you know what's at stake, you know the championship. So it's like, it's more intense because it's like, good luck, but at the same time, I really want that championship. So it's very competitive and it's fun. I can say that.
Well, I mentioned Robbie Romano already. I think he's being thrown into the fire. So we'll see how he responds. Shamar Nelson has done extremely well for us since coming back from injury in the jumps. He's also a possibility in our 4x1 team. We've got some other new sprinters and hurdlers. Brad Forster's got involved in the decathlon, and he's one of those hurdlers, doing a little bit of throwing for us. So we anticipate that he'll be doing multiple events for us. Bryce Archer has been doing relatively well for us in the sprints. We've got a young man who's just started jumping for us, Nicholas Graves, who we think has some ability to score some points.
It's been very, very, very good. I say throughout the season it kind of progressively gets more challenging because we work from like Juniata to Susquehanna again, and those are like the big meets. And sometimes we even face schools like Bucknell, Lock Haven, which they have great hammer throwers. So as the season goes on and progresses throughout before coming to the championship meets, it gets progressively harder. So it's like we get the sense of what the championship is going to feel like. We don't just face, I guess I won't say lesser opponent, but we face people that are either with us or greater than us. So we get the jitters out the way. So when championship season comes, we're prepared.
We do try to set up our schedule to peak. We've been throwing a curveball this year, and in the sense that the conference championship is much earlier, and it's really presented some coaching challenges from the standpoint that for your better athletes who are going to ECACs and NCAAs, there's still 4 weeks left in the season. So we've got to balance out wanting to be competitive in the conference meet with what's best for the athletes at the end of the year. That's really the biggest challenge as far as the conference championship goes.
Definitely say the atmosphere and the passion, because no matter where you go, even as a small campus, it's just we're family. I guess you can say that. Everyone shares a passion, everyone shares a goal. So wherever you go, there's baseball, there's lacrosse, there's soccer. We all have a certain goal, and we're just always helping each other. I know with SAC, definitely, we always push each other to do our best. We always show how much we've done and how much we can progress. So I think that's probably the best part, is just the family atmosphere and the passion that we all share. And that's probably the best part about being a Frostburg athlete.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and I know how powerful words can be. The term gay doesn't mean stupid, lame, or less than.
So I pledge to speak up if I hear the term gay used in a derogatory way or any other homophobic terms.
If you can play in Division III.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and my teammates unconditionally accepted me as part of their family. So now I pledge to do the same for others. If you can play in Division III.
Our goal this outdoor season is to really improve upon our finish during the indoor season. The women finished 4th of 7, the men were finished last of 7, so we're looking to do much better outdoors than we did indoors. We're looking for strong performances from our distance runners and then also from our throwers like we had indoors.
As a team, I think it would be pretty awesome to place in the top 5. We had a rougher season during indoor, so we're really hoping to come back strong and place really well this year.
Dan Forjan, Ben Sorensen, distance runner, as well as Ian Granger, who's a distance runner, who should look to do pretty well at the conference championship.
There's going to be a lot of good competition, so I'm hoping it really brings out the best in all of us. I hope we all do really well. I have to say, most of our meets have been pretty rainy and cold and windy. So I'd say last week at George Mason, when it was snowing for a little bit, and was pretty terrible weather, and that was rough.
It's been a kind of a wacky outdoor season. The conference championship is probably 2 weeks earlier than we'd like to have it, so we've been dealing with, just like everybody has been dealing with the weather. This year it's been weird. It's been warm during the weeks and then kind of cold on the weekends. We've dealt with a lot of wind, which has been kind of uncharacteristic. So we're expecting, whether it's 80 and sunny or 55 and windy, or if it's snowing, I think everybody on our team will be ready to compete no matter what the weather conditions are like.
Well, Frostburg State has the reputation of being really cold. So I think all of our meets have kind of helped us to prepare for that, and we've all been working really hard. And we've seen a lot of success in the outdoor season, so I'm hoping that translates over. I love all the people here, all the coaches, all the other athletes. Everybody wants to see each other succeed, and I think that's the best thing you can have at a college is everybody around you striving for greatness just like you.
It's on us. It's on all of us. And it's time to act now.
We are calling you, all of you. We are calling all Division III schools to join our cause, to recognize that non-consensual sex is sexual assault, to identify situations in which sexual assault may occur,
to intervene in situations where consent has not or cannot be given,
to create an environment in which sexual assault is unacceptable and survivors are supported.
This is our It's On Us pledge. It's on us to make a personal commitment to help keep all people safe from sexual assault, regardless of race, gender, sexual orientation, or ability.
Not to be bystanders to the problem, but to be leaders of the solution. We invite you to join us in this campaign by informing your campuses about the It's On Us mission.
Educate your student body, faculty, staff, and local community on how to prevent sexual assault and how to support survivors.
It's on us to start the change. It's on us to be the change. It's on us. It's on Division III. It's on all of us to stop sexual assault.
Our goals and expectations for our outdoor championship are to score as many points as we can, obviously as individuals, for a collective effort that we're hoping will show in our team scoring improvement. We're also using this championship to prepare for our ECAC championship and hopeful NCAA berth.
For the upcoming championship, my goal is, this is my first year, so I'm just looking to go out there and see what it's like and experience it individually. Where I'm placed now, I feel like it'll just go out there and have fun, be competitive. And overall for the team, since we have a few people who are ranked pretty high in the conference, I think they have a good chance of placing in the top 8. So.
Key losses from last season are Joey Pfeiffer in the mid-distance long sprints. He's running up at University Park.
For this championship and my event, discus, I would say I'm looking for it to be pretty fun because I met a lot of people throughout here who've been doing it for multiple years and who are pretty strong, and they've hit further than I have, so I'm looking for a nice friendly competition to enjoy.
I'm happy to have some key returners. I think Jalen Williams has really stepped his game up in the sprints and relays for us. Josiah Owe in jumps and sprints, Barry Porter in jav, Matt Cowan in discus. Corey Christian has helped us in long sprints as well as mid-distance, and Edgar Makimoto in distance. And Chip Sheik is still our sole male hurdler. So
I would probably say for indoors, track, we went to one of those meet, and I met up with one of my friends who I used to compete in high school with, and to see how he was doing and how he was placing with his team and everything like that. So just to see him grow and me grow with my team as well, it was pretty significant.
Key newcomers, in jumps we have Jared Alpa, who's a long and triple guy for us. Sprinters, Vladimir Theophil and Isaiah Waters have helped us on both relays. and in individual events. Distance edition is Kadeem Willis. He's helped us in long sprints as well. For throws, we have freshman Cameron Yan and really newcomer Matt Split that are helping us in discus, hammer, shot, jab. And then Jaleel Clayton has helped us in high jump as well as well, I guess I can't say Chip is our sole hurdler because Jaleel has been helping us with intermediates as well as relays and high jump, so he's all across the board.
Practice-wise, I would say it helps us every day. We practice every day. We do a little activity to keep us sharp with our footwork and everything. And we weight lift 6 days out of the week, and we have a meet every week. So that keeps us on our toes, competitive-wise, because each week we go against somebody from a different school or a different division, and that helps us stay on our toes and perform well.
Our season schedule, well, weather challenges have affected everyone, I feel, in the Northeast, but it allowed our kids to face adversity and have to overcome cancellations and rescheduling of meets and practices and running in snow and running in wind, and I think it's only going to help them to be more prepared for our conference meet.
My favorite part is that we get to experience a lot of different things that regular students don't. We have basically another family outside of our own family, and to spend so much time and to work for the same goal with people from all different places, it's really nice because it all connects us into one, and it's really special.
Those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that, a lot more.
Sure, the game is important, but as we work so hard to build both mind and body, it's more about team.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics, and in giving the gift of sport to those for whom it seemed an impossible dream, we are working to make this a better world.
Help us keep that dream alive.
You can make a difference.
Well, our goals and expectations for the men, of course, is to defend our championship from last year. But here it's going to be a challenge, just like it was indoors. There's a lot of parity. Every team has 2, 3, 4 or more good athletes that are going to play a factor in the outcome. But as I said with the women, the men, I feel we're always a better outdoor team than indoor. So expanding the throws, expanding in the hurdles a little bit there will help us. Distance runners, I think, have got their legs underneath them now. They've been running well. So there's going to be some key matchups in several areas, but we're looking forward to the challenge.
Our goals and expectations, just like indoor, well, first we're looking at this meet to qualify as many people as we can for the conference championship, and then ultimately, just go big or go home. We were kind of upset from the indoor championships where we just came up short for the men's and women's. So this time we have an agenda to go out there, really just give it our all, just qualify whatever we can, get as many points as we can, and go towards that. And still, for a lot of us, we still have many meets to go, going on to outdoor nationals to see if we can qualify for that. So I think for our goals and my goals alike is just to continue on after conferences, mainly focus on that, and then go towards the bigger picture.
Last season was just a tremendous class, and not just athletically, but leadership-wise. If you look at the throws, Jeff Jordan, Ryan DePascal, Dylan Burkett, who was an All-American, sprints and the hurdles, Tyler Austin and Devin Hopkins, both All-Americans. Jumps, we lost a good high jumper in Xavier Stinson, and then Tom Burke in the distances. So that group was a tremendous group that finished 4th in the country, and a lot of that goes to that leadership of those men.
Looking forward to most about the championship, like indoor, just to kind of sit back when I have the chance to, just to watch everyone else compete. The spirit of the competition is something that I really enjoy, and when I'm not competing myself, I just like to look at other people and how they conduct themselves, whether it's on our team or the others.
Our key returners in the throws, we have 4 upperclassmen men, Duncan, Graham, Carlos, and Andrew Volts. Really have worked well together in the weight room, but also technically push each other. have helped each other grow during this season. And the jumps, Ryan Pappas is back with us. He's been really jumping pretty well in the pole vault. And then Matthew Adenije in the long, triple, and high are going to be key people for us in those jumping events. Sprints and hurdles, Aliu Cole had a nice breakthrough race down at the Colonial Relays. And then we've got our 4x4 team, which those men do other events. Eric Houghton, Jerome Madison, Zach Smeltz, and of course Luke Campbell. So we're looking for some big points out of them. Distance and middle distance, in the middle distance area, George Martinez and Tom McIntyre, they're back for their last campaign. I think that'll be a good finish to their careers. And then Connor Hasselberg and Malcolm Milton and Ben Metzler in the longer distances have really shown through.
The most memorable part was definitely the Cut for Cure for Coach Jones, where he bet us about a few weeks before indoor nationals that the 4x4 team were to win, then he would shave his head. But what he didn't know, he forgot the whole thing until we texted him a few minutes after we won the championship, and then we turned into this big thing for where we donated half the money to a local Salisbury child, and then the rest went to Women for Cancer Foundation.
Our key newcomers, we've got quite a few. Michael Millman in the javelin has had a very good year. He's learning, he's growing, he's getting a lot stronger in the weight room. Jack McCloskey in the sprints and the relays. Jack has really been able to push himself, kind of go beyond the limits he thought he could do. And then we've got a great group of distance runners, middle distance runners. Manuel's looking stronger, he's gaining his confidence. Robbie Calloway is kind of come out of nowhere, has bought into what we're doing and has had some good half miles and some good relays. Connor Masteran, and then Billy Kirk he had a great workout the other day. I think has come into his own during the outdoor season.
I think the weather in part has been a blessing for us. It's given us a chance to kind of sit back, rest where we need to, and a lot of these meets where they were really cold, really windy, we weren't going to produce anything special. It wouldn't really, help us. It could hurt us in the sense that if we get injured or anything else like that, then that could just, ruin your season. So I think a lot of the rest that we've had and then continue to train throughout the week really is going to prepare us for this championship. We're going to be well rested and ready to go.
Like on the women's side, the men, I think they really brought this team together. We knew we had a lot of losses from last year, but our experiences down at spring break, down in South Carolina, what the men did indoors, we just celebrated that just a couple days ago with a member of our faculty and staff and students. But it's been a little bit challenging, but the men have risen up to it. They've worked hard. I can't ask any more than what we've done to this point to prepare. I think we're ready. I think we're primarily healthy, and I'm excited about the challenge ahead of us.
Favorite part about being a student athlete, it's kind of just representing the university as a whole. It's something I feel like, regular students don't get the chance to do. We get to do it through athletics and get to really show this university, the type of athletes we produce. So I think it's a challenge, and I like the challenge that you have to balance school, you have to balance athletics, and just kind of all mesh together. My mindset into this final stretch, it's bittersweet. I have a lot of emotions. A lot of it's overwhelming, but a lot of it's, it's my last one. I've had so many great times at conferences and nationals and so many memories throughout my 4 years here, so I'm going to miss it a lot, but there's no time for me to think about that during the championships. I'll have to look back on it afterwards and reflect. I think it's going to be something that's going to be really emotional.
Something I discovered in myself is that if I have a goal, then I can accomplish it.
It's a well-rounded experience.
At a Division III school, you primarily a student athlete, so the school is really shaped around you developing yourself as a complete individual.
It helps a lot that you have a family with your team that can guide you.
We would like to build off of our third place finish at the indoor championships. Our goal is to score hopefully around 140 points, which would be about 40 points more than we had indoors. We normally score between 40 and 50 more between indoor and outdoor track because we pick up some of the better throwing events for us, as well as some of the sprint relays. Hopefully we'll just put our best foot forward and give it our best.
We have a tremendous amount of talent. I believe that we can do anything we put our minds to. We work together, we work hard at practice. Everybody's for each other, so it's only a matter of time before we can come on top. And as far as conferences goes, I think we got a shot. Is winning the whole thing, because everybody's motivated. We're helping each other out, and nobody has like negative thoughts. So as long as we keep that vibe going, we can continue to do great things. And as far as me, of course, I expect to excel. Especially in my event. My favorite event is long jump. So, and I feel like I'm progressing. And but there's always room for improvement. So everything just comes in a matter of time. So
our men's roster is starting to become more veteranized, I guess. You still have the Lowrys contributing, the Sloshers, the Shepherds, the Shillings, and there's just a whole slew of guys that have been in the program. At least just this is their second or third year. We only have 2 seniors on the men's team with Devon Trader and Carlton Shepard, and but we started out as an all freshman team 3 years ago, so we are veteranized there, and I expect those guys to step up. The ones that we will have there, I expect them to step up.
Just winning as a team, and I'm also here for the 4x1, so they need me, I'm there, and so I'm not too far behind the guys that's a little bit faster than me, so I'm right there.
Key newcomers for us, well, we haven't had him run outdoor yet because of his injury at the indoor nationals, but Anthony Simpson is starting to round back into form. I think he could be 100% go by the conference meet, so I expect him to probably run pretty well. He's looking pretty fast. Other key contributors would be Nick Stenderovich, who's really starting to come on. I think he'll be a critical part. Other freshmen, I think you got some people in the throws there. Kyle Smith in the throws. He's really developing into a really good discus thrower. Vince Ebron in the shot is starting to develop. First year on the shot, so our throwers are really starting to develop. So I expect some contributions from our newcomers as well.
Honestly, just this past weekend at Coppin State, outdoor, the weather wasn't as bad. I got to get a nice little warm up in. I got to get my steps down. Make some adjustments. When I got to the board, and I could just feel it as I was warming up. So that gave me confidence going into my first couple of jumps. And when I executed, I got the results that I was expecting. It gives me more opportunities to figure out what I need to do. If Coach always tell me, don't think, just do. And then from there we make the adjustments. So I honestly enjoy that we have a lot of meets, because it gives me time to actually work on what I need to do in order to be the best I can be.
We really have not been able to really get into this outdoor season yet. There's been some meet cancellations, and the weather's just been not very good for teams like ours that are more sprint based and jump based.
Just the experience, like I said, I met a lot of great people here, and that's what can keep me going at times, and just hardships that I may go through. I always think about who's out there to help me, and just who's out there to keep me up, and that's what actually keeps me driving. Just the environment as a whole, as the school in general, and the education as well.
My goals and expectations would be for the team to be a top 4 team in the conference, as well as improve on our current PRs and our seeds going into the conference meet. Key losses from last year: Mike Stetson in the distance events, Drew Chowan in the pole vault, and Craig Epler in the distance events as well. Key returners: Kevin Landis in pole vault. He's been coming around looking pretty good after being slightly injured during the indoor season. Alex Palascandolo in the discus and shot. He's very close to our discus school record and broke our outdoor shot record, as well as had a great indoor season for us. And Darnell Tillman in sprints. He just reset his own 200 record and has been looking strong all year.
As a team, probably just, show everybody that, we do have some competitors on our team, and there's a lot of potential, and, just surprise some people as a team. And more as an individual, obviously to win. It's a big hill to climb, but really hoping to make a national berth in the shot put either this weekend or at CACs, and make a strong effort to disc, and hopefully walk away with first place in that too.
Sure. Key newcomers: Ben Linney in the distance events. He's slowly progressed throughout the year. Was a top 7 performer for us a couple times across country and has looked good lately. As well as Brian Kuntz in the pole vault. Has been one of our top 3 or 4 pole vaulters all year and will look to score points at conferences.
Sure.
Being that this season is very quick, the schedule wasn't absolutely perfect. We had one meet that was rescheduled because of weather, and we've been fighting a lot of wind and cold. So hopefully that's kind of over with, and we can focus on having a great championship season. We look forward to hopefully getting back to normal next year.
People don't get to really do this, but since it's my 5th year as an athlete, I had to take a redshirt year. Our first championships was at Frostburg 5 years ago. So me and a select few other athletes on our team actually get to finish where we all started. So it's kind of sentimental to us to be able to finish where we first got to compete for the first time in a conference championship. Throwing in the cold weather a lot helps you prepare mentally, because when it's colder, you have to mentally settle yourself down and really focus instead of just letting your body do what it usually does in the warm weather. So you really do. You want to gear yourself up so you're in your best condition for when it does get warm, because being in PA, you only get 1 or 2 of those meets a year, so you got to take advantage of them.